Your questions about LinkedIn ads are going to be answered right here. We already have some questions lined up, but you can also, if you watch this afterwards in the Q&A segment, for example, on YouTube, you can ask your questions in the comments and we will go there and keep those questions updated. Let's start with René's questions. 3 upvotes on this one. So René, is it worth it to create an ad that is supposed to create direct leads on a landing page for a strategy call? So a strategy call has been a very popular tool to get people on the phone to see if they are a good fit and then to sell them your product if it works. And the strategy call is usually for free. I think the word strategy call has been overused, so I would definitely rename that. And yes, I think you could go for cold traffic. It does actually work in multiple projects that I know, but you don't have to. You can have a series of, let's say, 3 videos where you give value and explain people what you're doing, and you just do the strategy call ad to the people who have watched at least 25% of that video. If that video is just a minute long, then they only need to watch like 15 seconds and you can already retarget them. And if it's a 10-second video, of course, 2.5 seconds, but that might be overdoing it a little bit and people might be unqualified. So create a couple of videos, like 3, where you give value without inviting them to a strategy call, and then retarget the people who have watched those videos. I explained that in the past section on how to do that. And if you have questions about it, yeah, then we can just talk about it and I'll show you. My opinion, it's worth it. Then the next 3 upvote question is, what's the minimum monthly budget to get started on LinkedIn ads? Per definition, if you do an everyday ad schedule, is 300 euros. I think for content promotion, this is a good starting point, a reasonable minimum budget. But if you want to actually create leads, and as I showed you in my examples in the series before, a cost per acquisition of 50 to 75, 100 euro is reasonable. So if you only spend 300 euros a month, then it's really hard to learn what kind of ads are working and what not. And in this case, if you want to do lead generation, I recommend a 50 euro per day start. That means 1,500 euros per month as the starting point. Then let it prove to you that it's worth your investment over time, and then reinvest 20% of the extra revenue you have been making on top of those 1,500 euro. And then your budget grows month over month in a way that is completely aligned with your performance goals. Next questions. How do I get cheaper clicks on LinkedIn? I'm currently paying 5 to 10 euros per click at the moment. Yes, I hear these questions quite frequently. The thing is that LinkedIn traffic campaigns are simply that expensive. Yes, I've seen €2.50 clicks, but these come from exciting, cool ads. LinkedIn is rewarding you if people also engage with your ads and not just click your link. So make sure that you keep on experimenting with first of all, with the creative, what type of creative it is, if it's more focused on the video or on an image, on what type of text you have, if you want to have a call to action below, or if you want to have a link in the text above. There you really need to get it into the first like 2 or 3 lines of the text on mobile phones. Make sure that it's very click friendly and aim for a 1% click-through rate. If you're below that, you can still work on your creatives and work on your targeting, which is the second part. Experiment with small audiences. I'm talking 100,000 people compared to a larger audience of around 1 million, and see if your click prices go down with the larger audiences, which is usually my experience. But at the end, look at the cost per conversion on your website. This is the most important thing. Right, thank you for that question. Should I go with the LinkedIn recommended CPC? No, the LinkedIn recommended CPC is just sheer madness. They usually suggest something like, here it's €3.57, €7 something. It depends on the audience that you have targeted. and I just completely ignore it. As long as I do get impressions, I will make that decision. Yeah, and not LinkedIn. And I like to go way below the recommended cost per click price on LinkedIn. If you have an exceedingly high customer lifetime value, I'm talking you're selling services that are worth 10, 50,000 per year, you get lots of money up front, and dude, pay the click prices. Yeah, then this is worth it. Imagine you're making 10K for a sale and you're willing to invest, let's say 10% of that 10K back into acquiring new customers, which is absolutely reasonable, I think. Then you have 110 euro clicks to convert the next customer. Yeah, so think about it in terms of the value you're getting and then reconsider what's reasonable. But most of the time, the recommendations by LinkedIn are just ridiculous. All right, next one. LinkedIn ads versus Google ads versus Facebook and Instagram ads. When would you choose what? I think the easiest one is the Google world, and we're talking about search. Yeah, let's not open the display app and YouTube bottleneck. Yeah, but when should you do Google ads for search ads? You can only do Google ads if there is substantial volume of interest. Yeah, over there. If people are searching relevant keywords for you in a reasonable amount, I'm talking like 10,000 times a month and above, then you can consider search ads. Otherwise, you're always depending on people already knowing that they have a problem. If you can't do this and you need to first push that, you are better off in push mediums like LinkedIn ads and Facebook and Instagram ads, where you can create awareness for the problem, then later convert them through searches. And then the question is, LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram ads? In a lot of cases, Facebook and Instagram outperform LinkedIn ads. Do not discount Facebook ads for B2B. It is surprising how well they work, and especially because the CPC is more in the €1 realm. Yeah, you can afford it to be worse, 5 times worse than LinkedIn ads, and you will still get the same cost per lead. But investing into LinkedIn as a platform, building up your company page, that makes it so worthwhile going with the LinkedIn ads route. So if you have large search volume and the competition is reasonable, Google ads creates excellent quality traffic. Facebook and Instagram ads create way cheaper traffic, but you need to see if the quality is good enough. And LinkedIn is really for the high quality traffic, where you also have an intention beyond creating traffic, where you want to build your company page, where you want to build that reach and that network. I consider that as a question answered. All right, Marco is asking, I use my private profile to network and content marketing. My company profile is barely used and has very few followers. Can I also use target attributes from private profile? First of all, you've done everything right. Focus on your profile first. This is very important. I think my personal profile has around 8,000 followers, while the company has 1,300. And for the considerable, reasonable future, this relationship is going to stay that way, because personal profiles simply grow way faster on LinkedIn. So no worries there. But you don't have to have a lot of followers on your company page. The ads are completely indifferent to the number of followers you do have. But it definitely helps you to get more followers. The question, can I also use target attributes from private profiles? You cannot use something like, please target everybody who is a first or second degree connection of my profile. That doesn't work. You can actually target followers of different company profiles, and you're completely free which ones, but not from private profiles. But all of the normal attributes a private profile has, like a job title, like the function, like the company size, all that good stuff, the skills, you can use all of that in the targeting with the post on your company profile when you do a promotion. Hope that answers your question. If you need clarification, just ask another question. When is it best to use the audience expansion option? This is an option. Let's say you're targeting HR managers in the Cologne area in company sizes between 50 and 500. Now they get this neat little option to expand your audiences, and LinkedIn is promising that we'll only put in more people there if the goal of the campaign is being reached at a lower price than what you're currently already having, the given audience. That very much depends on the campaign time that you picked. Imagine you picked website traffic, and you're telling LinkedIn like go for the cheapest clicks, and then you picked a high level audience, and then you allow LinkedIn to do the audience expansion. Then we'll give you all of the shitty people who are creating cheap clicks. Yeah, so this is not what you want. Same goes for engagement campaigns. But where this works beautifully is if you go for conversion campaigns. If you decide a lead is a lead, yeah, and if they made the commitment, went to a survey, have been pre-vetted and then qualified and then called a lead, and then you use that as a conversion event. You can do zero targeting and still let LinkedIn do some magic for you. It works extremely well on Facebook, and the problem is on LinkedIn to do zero targeting, you have to use a lot of money. Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it. So only use audience expansions, in my experience, if you do either conversion campaigns or lead forms. Last question for tonight. Do I need consent for LinkedIn, the LinkedIn Insights tags? As of my current understanding of the GDPR laws, and I'm speaking for Germany, and I'm not qualified to talk about it, but this is my opinion, is that every time a pixel creates a unique user ID, for example, to retarget a person, or has that ability, yes, you need proactive consent, and you cannot fire that pixel before a user has said, yes, I want to be tracked for the rest of my life. Yes is the answer to that question. Thank you everybody for joining. See you the next time. Bye bye.